Chapter 1.11. Good, you won. John stares at the lines he has just typed, his heart frozen in anticipation. He has challenged the logic of the universe. He is waiting for a crash, an error, a blue screen of death in the sky. A minute passes, nothing. John feels a sting of disappointment. Could it be that his brilliant move was simply ignored? And then the keys of the typewriter begin to move on their own. Slowly, with mechanical precision, they start typing a response directly beneath his paradox. In a work of fiction, there is no such thing as truth or falsehood. John reads this and his blood runs cold. The typewriter continues. There is only the written and the unwritten. Both of your statements are neither true nor false. They are simply written. And then the final, most terrifying thing happens. Before John's eyes, his two lines, his challenge, his paradox begin to fade. The ink evaporates from the page. Within seconds, the paper beneath them is once again virginally clean. Only the creator's reply remains. And now they are erased. The words on the page were a sentence. Not for John the man, but for John the scientist, John the rebel. His mind, his greatest asset, had proven a useless tool against a force that operated not by logic, but by meaning itself. He had lost. John sat before the typewriter for several more minutes. He felt nothing. Anger had burned out. Despair had run dry. Only a deafening, ringing emptiness remained. Slowly, like an old man, he rose. He walked to the table where the typewriter stood, the only alien object in his new, old reality. He averted his eyes. He moved around the laboratory, methodically shutting everything down. Monitoring systems, holographic projectors, analyzers, all the tools of his former life. Everything except one damned machine from the past century. Then he approached the minimalist sofa in the corner of the room. He sat, not collapsing in exhaustion, but sitting upright with dignity. And he closed his eyes. If the outside world was a stage, he would step off it. If his thoughts were a script, he would stop reading them. If his actions were a play, he would renounce the role. He focused on the one thing that perhaps was still his own, his breath, inhale, exhale. At first it was hell. Thoughts he now perceived as alien, attacked him. The typewriter behind him began clattering, printing new messages, but he did not listen. He did not fight the flow. He simply watched it rush past. He was the silence at the center of the storm. Hours passed, or perhaps days. The noise in his head began to fade. And then, at some point, it vanished completely. There was absolute, total silence. In this silence there was no John Reed, no scientist, no character. There was only pure, calm awareness. The observer. He had found his inner territory, his freedom. He did not know how long he sat like that, but when he finally decided to open his eyes, he felt that something had changed. The laboratory was dark. All the equipment was still shut down, but outside the window there was nothing. No mountains, no valley, no sky, only a flat, endless, milky white void, like a blank sheet of paper stretching in every direction. He looked at the typewriter. A fresh sheet lay in it. On it were only two words. Good, you won.